Polymet is a Canadian company, but its sole assets are here in Minnesota. We own a very large ore deposit, and we also own this large building here. The ambition for the company is to build a significant mid-tier independent North American mining company.
This project is big. We're looking at very robust economics with huge revenue generation, and we're so far being very successful.
The copper-nickel deposits in northeastern Minnesota were discovered after World War II in a big belt about 30 miles long along here, along the Mesabi Range. The state has estimated there's about 4.4 billion tons of ore here.
Currently, we have the opportunity to develop a new deposit about 6 miles from here and mine copper-nickel ore much in the same fashion as you would mine taconite ore.
Traditionally, this deposit was looked at as a conventional deposit where you would create a mine, make a concentrate, and ship the concentrate off to a smelter. The problem on this site always was the quality of the concentrate never met requirements of the smelters.
What the industry has done in the last 50 years is significantly advance metallurgical processes, and our plans here are to use a process called hydrometallurgy.
The advent of this new technology for hydrometallurgical extraction that's making deposits up here viable. We need less metal in the rock to make a viable project here. This could not be done in a practical way before it was smelting.
The project basically breaks down into two main parts. There's an existing facility, which is the one that we are now standing in. New facilities being the Hydromet plant.
The hydrometallurgical process in this case, there are many of them, is one where you use a large pressure vessel. It's called an autoclave. And in that autoclave, you're almost recreating what happened inside of Mother Earth millions of years ago. It's a totally contained process. Effectively, all you get out of the back end of it is steam. The material comes out of the back end, it's all in solution. The reason we went this route was that you're effectively adding value on site, getting your metals extracted on site, and you're bypassing the smelter. And in our case, what we produce is copper metal, a precious metal concentrate, and a nickel concentrate.
One of the great challenges that the world is facing as China and India and other countries' economies really begin to expand very rapidly is how to supply natural resources. At recent metal prices, we could be generating in excess of $500 million of annual revenues, and we could be looking at more than $300 million of annual operating cash flow.
One of the first things I noticed when I came here and saw this plant, very crazy today, but I said, we have to have it.
This is a huge facility which can generate a lot of new jobs and a huge amount of economic activity here on the eastern end of the Iron Range.
If you wanted to build such a facility nowadays, it would cost many hundreds of millions of dollars, and with that and all we have to do virtually is tidy it up a little bit and press the button and start it.
We can utilize the existing crushing facilities, the concentrating facilities, all of the infrastructures, and creating a new industry for northern Minnesota.
I think it's going to be a big boost to this community, and if it comes through like it's supposed to, you know, we'll have some more jobs in town.
Bring new life and, like you said, new ideas into the town and keep it going.
Everybody's almost praying that it happens.
This was the most complete project I've ever seen. It had all the elements, a great ore deposit, all of the infrastructure, and when you're building these projects, actually the biggest challenge is the infrastructure. We got neighboring towns, the hospitals, the schools, everything's there.
This is a world-class mining district, and that needs to be recognized in where Polymet sits in all this. We have access to all kinds of support that we wouldn't have somewhere else.
There's tremendous ownership of the project and tremendous commitment to the area, not only in terms of helping to build the economy, generating new jobs, but also safeguarding the environment.
One of the things we've learned as we got deeper into this project is that you have to be very careful how you build things, and our undertaking to the outside world is we will meet or exceed the standards of Minnesota and, in fact, the world standards.
One of the beauties of this plant is that there are existing waste disposal areas that we will utilize going forward.
What you see behind me is a tailings basin that was left over from a previous miner. This is going to be utilized in the Polymet process. This will hold about 28 years of life for the new tailings basin. So we're utilizing existing disturbed land, a brownfield site, so that we don't have to disturb new greenfield.
For our project, we are compelled to look farther into the future than other projects ever have been to make sure that we protect the water and the air and the general landscape around this project. We aren't limited to just a 5-year permit or a 5-year time frame. We're looking at 20 years and probably on some of our waste issues 60 or 100 years.
We have spent a great deal more effort because the importance for us is to get this project built so we can hit these metal markets.
We are now in the very late stages of the environmental review and the permitting process.
On the public opinion side, we have got the whole community here is wanting to see this mine built.
If they're all a big community of miners again, you know, I think that's going to be a big help for our community.
A new generation of mining.
I want to say that'll be the future of White Lakes.
This Polymet operation has a tremendous potential to help people kind of regain their lives, to be able to provide a good income for their family and for their children, to be able to send their kids to college and to provide for their future.
I've been wanting to work on a project like this since I learned about geology 30 years ago. This is what I've been waiting for my whole life.
Our commitment is to move this project forward to bring prosperity back to the Iron Range. We are absolutely committed to doing that in a way which is environmentally correct, and we would also create a work environment which is above all things safe, but also is rewarding and satisfying for the people who are working here.